and welcome. My name is MistyEyez.
And my name is Kylie.
And this is a Get Made Up with Misty. We're going to do our makeup for you. And today we were going to do daytime trans.
I don't think we did daytime trans. I think we did she's going out tonight.
Yeah, I'm doing nighttime trans.
Yeah.
You know, I just did Queer News Tonight last night, so I had to do stage makeup, and I think I was in that mentality. I started painting and...
It looks good.
I'm not saying it looks bad, but this is not lunchtime makeup.
This is not what she wears to work on a daily.
No. This is not speaking at a conference. This is a little more glam.
Well, I hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah, you're going to love this video.
Mwah.
So this is my first Get Made Up with Misty with trans makeup.
So you've only done it with drag makeup before?
Right, I've done it with many trans women, but always theatrical nighttime stage.
Okay.
Paid for the back row, dog.
Painted for the gods.
So what kind of makeup do you want to do?
I'm gonna do my everyday or trans. Like every night I'm going out with friends.
I'm a cis woman.
I'm a cis woman, yeah.
Okay, I'll do the same.
Okay.
So, I actually didn't bring any stage makeup, so that's perfect.
So remember everyone, always start with primer. You cannot build a house
She turned
without a
this into a makeup
foundation.
tutorial. She's like, look, I'm gonna be a teacher. This isn't that, but you're welcome to share whatever products you want. I might be gagged and be like, wait, what are you sharing?
So I'm currently using the Laura Mercier foundation primer.
Fierce. I put on my, well, I don't really use a primer usually.
I have to, or my makeup like literally starts to look cakey and I'm like, oh my god, please don't eat me.
That's so funny because somebody gave me this primer that I keep at work. Because when I do queer TV or queer news, I mean, or It's Happening Out, I have like stagey daytime makeup at work. And I put on the primer and that's when I feel blotchy.
Interesting.
I don't like it. Are you using the same foundation as me?
Yes.
She got me this.
Hi.
Literally, she gave it to me as a gift. For Christmas or my birthday?
Your birthday.
She was like, Misty, I want you to have this.
So,
it's Estee Lauder.
It's the best foundation. I'm sorry. I love full coverage and all that.
But it's also soft.
You think so? Well, it's very buildable.
That's what I mean. Like, it's not like... You have to have laser hair removal if you're going to be trying to pull off this foundation in the daytime.
No tea, no shade.
I'm just saying, it's not like 5 o'clock shadow coverage.
No. But how was your day today?
Good, I just came from work.
Uh-huh.
I'm actually so behind at work right now. I have like 4 name changes waiting to be done. I have a couple clients that need to be closed. I just finished last month's billing. I'm just a mess. Like, I'm a little behind. But it's nonstop. Like, go, 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 go. And you're late from one thing or late to another. And
do you ever feel like you do too much in a day?
Every day.
I feel like since I've known you, you are a very busy person. I sometimes question how you're able to handle it all. I'm definitely someone who has like a social, what's the word? Like a social battery limit. Like, so if I spend too much time with people, like I need to go home and like recharge, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But with you, like you're literally always on the fucking go, and I'm like, okay, ma'am. Like, do you ever take a breather for yourself? And you know,
this Misty Minute is about self-care. You're 100% right, Kylie Minogue. Minogue.
She was calling me that. I don't know why.
I don't know, cause she's. I don't know. I think. I don't know. She's the original Kylie.
It's better than Kylie Jenner.
Right.
Okay.
No shade, no tea, no shade.
Right.
I am 100% on the go, nonstop. Like, if I just showed you my calendar, I've showed you my calendar, but if I showed you my calendar, you would literally gag. I am nonstop booked every single day, except for Sunday, from 8 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock at night. I have a lot. But you know what? I grew up the oldest of 7 children. And
7 children.
Yeah, I have 4 sisters and 2 brothers.
Okay.
So it's very much like, do this, do this, do this. Take Sonia to soccer practice. Take Shayna, whatever. Like, Sonia was non-soccer. I don't know why. We didn't even have soccer at my school. But that was my life. Like, go, go, go. So I think I've always been a person that has easily adjusted to on the go, on the go, on the go.
Wait, did you say you were the oldest child? Okay.
Correct. I have, what is it called? I was a parental sibling.
Okay.
So the oldest child / parent. So I had parental responsibilities, but I was 9 and 10. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Okay. Yeah, I was the youngest of 3.
So you're spoiled rotten and need a lot of attention.
Yes, I definitely. I need attention.
Wow,
Wow, the shade is real.
I can see that. I didn't say.
But yeah, no, I definitely need lots of attention. I definitely got everything I wanted, which kind of stirred a little bit of a raft between my siblings, which we can get into like on a different day. But I feel like me personally, looking back at my childhood, everyone was spoiled. Like all my siblings were spoiled. The 3 of us were spoiled. And like,
how do you define spoiled? Were you spoiled with affection or spoiled with you got whatever you wanted?
it was spoiled everything. Like spoiled with whatever you wanted, affection, like, you know. So it's a little weird for me when, like, you know, my sister might throw fingers or, you know, throw shade and be like, well, she was more spoiled than I was or whatnot, because I just
Not a competition.
Right? Okay, thank you.
Wow.
I hope you're watching this. But yeah.
So speaking of your sister watching this, how is your family with your trans status? Like, would she watch this, or would this be like?
So, funny story. Well, it's not really funny, but it's a little bit sad. My sister hasn't met Kylie.
So she's probably not gonna watch this.
No, she wasn't, but I just threw it out there.
You never know. Wonders never cease.
But my sister hasn't met Kylie, meaning I haven't talked to my sister in about 6 years.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. But that's a reality for our community.
Exactly. I'm super close to my mom. I'm not really close to my dad. There's no reasoning behind it. Like, he was in my life growing up. I just don't care to hold a relationship with him. I'm super close with my dad's sister. And I'm super close with my cousin.
Right.
And that's about it. I have, like, my middle brother.
About it.
I am Canadian, guys.
Right.
And
just giving you a hint.
She wants to make fun of me.
You barely have a Canadian accent. When you bring it out, I like to tease you. I'm from Alaska, but I talk like this sometimes, like I'm a redneck.
Oh, please don't. We can't be friends.
Wow.
But
that's your snobby, spoiled Canadian side.
Wow. My mom was very accepting. Is.
Okay.
I mean, my mom is.
No, because the reason I say that is because my dad always preached, love the sinner, hate the sin.
Okay.
Love the sinner, hate the sin. However, when it was me and his child was the sinner, it kind of switched. So, was very accepting, no longer accepting. That's why I asked that.
No, okay, so my mom is accepting. She's always been very accepting of who I am and what my life has become, if that makes sense. My whole family has been really accepting.
For the most part.
It's funny because, like, my grandmother on my dad's side will use the correct gender marker sometimes, but then she will make comments about, like, I remember once we were having dinner and we were wondering who was going to sit at the heads of the table, and I was going to sit on one end and my grandmother was going to sit on the other, and I told my grandmother, well, if you sit there, that's, you know, it's meant for a queen, and she goes, yes, and that's meant for a king. So it's so sometimes.
Did she call you a king?
Yeah, but like, well, like sometimes use the right gender. Like she would use the right gender marker or pronouns, and I was just always so confused. Like I don't know how.
Do you get this or do you not get
exactly? This? Like, please tell me how you really feel.
A very good friend of mine just messaged me the other day and told me that her family is totally on board with the name.
What?
Wait. Is it the name? But they're not on board with the pronouns. And she was really distraught. And she transitioned probably 5 years ago. And I think it's the name they're cool with, but not, or maybe it's the pronouns they're cool with. I don't know, one of them they're not cool with. So I think they call them their legal name, like Kylie, but then refer to them as he.
Interesting. It definitely took some family members longer than others to get the pronouns correct. I kind of put my foot down eventually, and I was like, listen, if you can't get them correct, just stop trying to call for me. Like, just stop calling my name. And then I think, like, they kind of realized that, like, you know, they need to take it a little bit more seriously.
So I try to be very open and affirming and loving and accepting and tolerant and patient when I go to Alaska to visit my family. 90% of my family is not on board with pronouns or name. So when I remember the first time I took my husband, I was so nervous. I was like, baby, don't correct them. They're going to say my old name. They're going to call me he, him, his. But I remember one time we were at the Village Inn, which is kind of like a Denny's here.
Okay.
But it's an Alaska thing. Do you have Village Inns in Canada?
No idea what it is.
It's like a Denny's. Okay. So we were at the Village Inn. It was just me, my mom, and my dad. And my dad goes, can you get him some more Sprite? He's really thirsty. And the waiter was like,
what?
Him who? And I go, my mom intervened and goes, right here, Sprite. And I go, he's crazy. Like, I don't think my dad caught on or he didn't react, so I didn't see that he heard me. But my mom confronted me later, and she was like, how dare you, blah, 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 blah. I can't believe you went calling your dad crazy. And I'm like, mother, in Alaska, everyone has a gun. Shotgun, pistol, revolver, it doesn't matter. You don't even need a concealed and carry permit in Alaska. However, if you get pulled over, you have 30 seconds to tell a cop there's a gun in the car if they can't already see it, like in the window or whatever. If my dad calls me he in public and I go to the parking lot, what if there's a Trumpster waiting for me outside with a gun?
Exactly.
You're putting my safety at risk by calling me he in public.
That is crazy.
And I told her, I'm like, you call me he in public, I'm not going in public with you. Exactly. I'll come and visit you and I'll stay in the house. Order food, make food, whatever. We don't gotta go to the Village Inn.
When you said the Village Inn, I thought it was like some sort of hotel or something.
Yeah, it does sound like that. I thought you were thinking the Village Idiot.
Village Idiot.
That's good.
When I first met Joel's family, I was a little bit nervous.
Of course.
I already knew that he planned on proposing that week that we were in Europe.
How did you know?
We talked about it. Oh. It was kind of like, you know,
I thought you said I already knew, like, I found out.
No. Like, we kind of like spoke about it. Like, we knew that.
So you were mentally, emotionally prepared.
Exactly.
Okay.
But his family...
Which added to the stress of maybe they hate you.
That is true. Because they did hate his ex-wife.
I don't know her and I hate her too.
But it was a little weird. They're super, I guess, liberal and like understanding.
Okay.
He has 4 nieces, and I think it was a little confusing for them because they're like, here's like this feminine figure, but then I opened my mouth and like his nieces who were like 13 when I met them were like.
Is that what you're most sensitive about, or is that what gets you clocked the most?
Yes, so my voice always gets me clocked. And
not always.
Most of the time. Well, today at the doctor's office, the doctor was like, why are you on these pills? And I'm like...
See? Not always.
So I was a little confused there.
Like, but like, he's like, what? You went to a different kind of doctor, a specialist, and he's like, why are you on estrogen?
Yeah, or no, he asked me why I was on spirulactone.
Testosterone blocker.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I was so confused.
Because I have testicles. How about that, doctor?
His 13-year-old nieces, I guess, were just a little confused. And I was like super shy around them because I don't do well with kids. Mm-hmm. I feel like kids have no filter, which is cool.
They will clock a bitch first.
Mommy, why is that a man with long hair?
Is that a bearded woman?
But yeah, so it was like extremely interesting. And obviously, like he has she was 6 or 7 years old, the sibling to the twins, and you could tell she knew something was up.
She had the tea.
But she didn't know how to express it. You know what I mean?
So, for those of you new to the channel or just watching this video, straight men date trans women. So, do you think that was a factor that his family was like clocking you and like, wait, Joel's straight?
What do you mean?
Like, they met his ex-wife.
Yeah.
And they're looking at you thinking, is she a woman?
But they knew I was trans.
Oh, okay, cool. My husband's family knew I was trans before I got there too, and I didn't know that they knew.
Oh no, he would made it very clear I was trans.
And you're going to respect her, blah blah blah.
His mom was kind of like, "What do I do?" And Joel was kind of just like,
She's a woman.
She's a woman. Like what?
What do you mean?
Get it? Yeah, exactly. But no, they're super loving people. I even met his dad, and his dad was like super cool. I was super scared because you think dad, so you think like super macho, masculine, toxic masculinity. But no, everyone was super cool, and I was like glad that I was able to meet them. I haven't been able to go back since meeting them a couple of years ago, but I hope to see them sometime soon.
So you met them at the engagement.
Yes, he proposed to me in his childhood home that his mother still lives in.
Where was his childhood home?
Zevenaar, the Netherlands.
The Netherlands. Gorgeous.
It's like an hour outside of the city center of Amsterdam.
Oh. So Holland.
Yes.
Holland is the Netherlands?
Yes.
I'm a white girl.
There's like a rift. I don't know exactly what the rift is, but like some people call it Holland, other people call it the Netherlands. It just... Yeah, because supposedly back in the day, it used to be two separate things.
Can we call it the nether regions?
Sure. Girl, you can do whatever the hell you want, but... like, what? Okay, what am I going to do next?
I forgot the powder I wanted.
Oh, I'm going to powder my face. Did you?
Nose. I'm going to powder my nose, man. Well, that's cute. Have you had any super embarrassing or confrontational awkward moments with your husband's family?
No, not that I think of. Like, I didn't spend too much time with them. I spent like, when I got there at like 7 a.m. local time, and I spent only one night with his first sister, and then we went to his second sister's house the following day and only spent one night with them.
So everyone's on their best behavior.
Yeah, his second sister was more... She had more questions for me. She was more willing to break the ice than his first sister. His first sister, we just, we talked. Like, we knew each other. But his second sister was more like...
Reserved
and wanted to like, dig a little deeper and like get to know me a little bit more. And like, I was warned that she was like this, so I didn't get scared or anything.
Okay, good.
She's also a stay-at-home wife. So Joel was like making jokes that we would like bond on that.
Because Kylie's a stay-at-home wife.
I am. It does get boring. It's not as glorious as everyone thinks it is.
So my husband's family all found out that I was trans probably 2 weeks after John and I announced that we were dating on Facebook.
Okay, and how so?
How so? Strange you ask. My husband has a gay brother.
Okay.
And the gay brother has been kind of like the black sheep of the family. And not because he's gay, just because of other reasons. I almost said them, but I'm not going to out somebody. But anyways, he's kind of been like the black sheep of the family. So when John started dating me, his brother, who's gay, knew I was a drag queen and knew me.
Oh.
And called every single relative that John has. Distant cousin, immediate cousin, aunts, uncles. Oh, your little favorite is dating a man. Girl. I didn't know any of this. So he called everyone.
A man?
Everyone.
Okay.
And told everybody John was dating a man. His mother called him. And he's like, Mom, she has a vagina, blah, 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 freaked out. Then he comes in the bedroom and goes, I told my mom you have a vagina. And I'm like, she'll never know the truth. Even in my mom, she'll never know if it's true or not. Like, yeah. I'm not going to be dead in a coffin. And she's like, peek. I said, baby, I'm totally okay with people knowing or thinking, depending on the tea. Mm-hmm. So then his Puerto Rican father asked me, No. His Puerto Rican father called me and said, Misty? And I said, yes. He goes, this is John. I said, yes. And he goes, John's father. I said, okay. Calling me right before I went on stage, like 20 minutes before a show. And he goes, I'm shocked and appalled my son would date somebody like you. And I'm like, what? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. And then he goes, but my son has never been happy happier. And he's so smiley and beautiful on Facebook, and I see the pictures of you and I'm so happy. So his father welcomed me to the family after about 2 weeks. His mother found out that I have a vagina and whatever. Whatever. So those are the only two people I thought knew. So then Thanksgiving's coming, and my father-in-law is coming from Washington, D.C. And he calls me and says, hey, you're coming to Abuela's house, right? For Thanksgiving. And John's like, no, we're not. Even my husband's ex-wife never met the family. He's like, she's not coming, we're not coming, that's not happening. No. And it kind of made me feel a certain type of way, like I'm embarrassed or he's embarrassed or ashamed or whatever. And he's like, I'm not. He goes, but Uncle Louie has a gun and I will fight my family for my family. Are you raising your hand like you have a question?
No, I'm just like, why would he think bringing up that his uncle has a gun is...
His uncle with the gun was very homophobic.
Okay.
To like the relatives that have been gay in the family. So he was just a little afraid how his uncle would react to me. So we had intentions of going to the family reunion, the Thanksgiving dinner, and staying for an hour. But we stayed from noon until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
The very next day, it was amazing. And funny people were like, oh, John, you've always liked big-tittied women and whatever. Like, they lived.
Like, bye!
They lived.
Yeah.
And what impressed me the most, Uncle Louie, the one that my husband was actually afraid of, is now one of the closest people to us in my in-laws family. He calls me often. Usually when drunk, but still, him and his wife call me. But he's like, all right, women and children first. Everyone go to the, food. And I didn't get up. And he's like, Misty, I said women and children first. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Of course I heard. But I was afraid.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, oh,
you're like,
what if I stand up
yeah.
and they tell me to sit back down? Like, I was like, so that made me feel very welcome. So the next day, John's father came and had dinner with us or lunch with us before he went back to DC area. And he goes, and I go, why didn't you tell your family that I was transgender? He goes, they all know. I was like, what? He goes, they knew. Chris called everyone. Know. I didn't know they knew. They completely treated me like a cis woman, the house down.
But you are cis, aren't you?
I'm a cis woman.
Oh, okay.
Also, interesting fact about my in-laws, 80 of them came to my wedding.
80. 80.
Like, they piled into the house.
Oh my God.
My mother and 2 of my brothers came. Well, I only have 2 brothers. Both of my brothers came. One of my brothers is married and he brought his wife. And they came to my wedding and that's it.
And how do you feel about that?
Well, of course you know how I feel about that. I don't need to tell you. The negative is that my mother and father had a huge fight when she got home.
Got home from your wedding?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my sister called me freaking out and told me that I was responsible for their divorce. They're not divorced. But it was a bad fight. So my father said that he would never come to a gay marriage. Never mind, I'm a woman, he's a man, and he's straight, and we're a straight couple. Whatever. He doesn't believe in gay marriage, blah, blah, blah. So that was a bit problematic. But I'm super proud that my mother moved mountains and came to the wedding. And I appreciate that.
But, like they say, a mother's love is like nobody else's.
Who says that?
I don't know. Who says that?
No, it's true. Like, and but the reason it meant so much to me is most of my life, she sided with my father.
Okay.
So I didn't get the opportunity to feel that much of her love because if my dad said no, she said no.
See, I will never know how that is growing up because like my mother raised her children as a single woman. So I never had to like go to my mom or go to my dad about something. I always just went to my mom and it was typically yes.
Yeah, typically. Because you're spoiled.
She's spoiled. But yeah.
So, transitioning. What was the hardest thing for you is transitioning?
Oh, the hardest thing about transitioning was figuring out somebody's true intentions with what they wanted from me.
In all relationships, or sexually or romantically?
Everything across the board. I feel like there were so many times where I would meet somebody, and obviously when you're newly transitioning, you just want that attention from people. And I felt like a lot of the attention I got when I first started transitioning was very toxic.
Yeah.
It was very all about their wants, their desires, their whatever.
Their fetish, their whatever.
Yeah, and their fetishes, their fantasies. And I feel like I needed to learn the hard way in a way. Like, I've had my heart broken so many times, but you just have to keep going. And at the end of the day, you learn. You live and you learn. Life throws things at you all the time. I definitely did not expect to be married by the age of 24. Yeah, I am 24. But it's been a really long battle, and I've been transitioning for 5 or 6 years now.
So you started at...
I just started, I think, once I turned 18. And I'm going on 25.
So you didn't have male pattern baldness or nothing?
What do you mean? I don't know
like
what that
the
is.
receding hairline and stuff.
No.
You put on the testosterone blockers before that male pattern baldness said, clock.
Clock the house down.
I'm most insecure about my voice, but my hairline,
Your hairline's not that bad though.
Not that bad, but that right there, it should be like this, and this one's worse. That right
Girl, just slice it yourself and
slice it. You know, I knew a girl before I started transitioning who wanted an orchiectomy so bad.
I don't know what that is.
Testicle removal.
Okay.
She cut off her own balls.
What?
In the bathroom of her house, and went to the emergency room to have them stitched up.
So then she had no balls left?
Yeah, she threw them in the dumpster and went to the emergency room without them. Because she was afraid they were going to put them back on. Because you know, if you like cut off your big toe with a lawnmower, they can put it back on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, truth.
That is crazy.
That's some kind of dysphoria.
What is your whole thought on bottom surgery? It's a tricky one.
Well, I think the reason I didn't disclose whether I have had it or haven't had it is because I think you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. There's stigma for those that have done it, and there's stigma for those who haven't. I don't think, you know, no matter what, people are going to judge you, and for the opposite reason. You know, you're still a trans woman, and that's taboo, period. Even if you have had bottom surgery. I don't know. To me, I don't know. What do you think? Let me formulate my opinion. You caught me off guard with that one.
Ooh.
Let me formulate my opinion while you give your answer.
It is hard because there are so many. Okay, first off, people say that you need to do the surgery for yourself. It's about how you feel and what you feel, and if you feel like, you know, if you have it or don't have it, if it will complete you or not. But I gotta say that there is some sense of like, why lose it? Because then you're kind of like every other cis woman in a way.
Literally. Why be basic?
Oh, excuse me.
Just kidding.
But
literally kidding.
I feel that if you were to go cut it off, it takes your dating pool and it brings it to this. Because if you think about it, most men who date you or date trans women being straight, I don't know where I'm going with this.
You know where you're going with it. You're talking about tranny chasers.
Yeah.
A tranny chaser is not going to chase you if you're post-operative. However, in my situation, I'm just thinking of Joel. I'm like, is he a tranny chaser?
No, but
in my situation, don't out him in the camera. I've already outed my husband on other YouTube videos. My husband is not a tranny chaser. He didn't know what trans was until we met. So he's a straight guy who liked me for me. So I think if you're post-operative, and John wants the pussy. I'm not gonna lie, my husband wants the vagina. I'm not gonna say if I have it or not, but I'm gonna tell you he wants it. So, there are straight guys that would definitely date a trans woman that have a pussy. But I think most tranny chasers, or the fetish, or the taboo, you're right, that's gone. And the straight guys that are transphobic wouldn't date you even if you had a pussy because you're still trans.
Exactly. And another thing too is like there's guys out there who don't care if you have it or not, and they don't care about it because they only like you for you as like a feminine figure.
Right.
And I think that's where my husband falls. Yeah.
Your husband falls where again? I don't even know what you just said. I was trying to think of something
I think my husband loves me for me, no matter if I have it or not. Like, it's not something
That's the definition of pansexual.
Does it?
I'm attracted to your heart, not your part. I love you for who you are, not what you are.
Yeah, but pansexual means you need to like everybody.
No, that is not true. Think of it like this. I'm from Alaska, and in Canada, they probably have panning for gold, right?
What?
Panning for gold?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so for our viewers, panning for gold. You take a big saucer pan, like a skillet, and you stick it in a river, and you like shake out the rocks.
Maybe in the north, like not in
Alaska?
Well, Alaska is the north.
Whatever. Canada. I thought all of Canada was in the north. Even...
No, like not like... You gotta think about like Canada or Toronto is only like a couple hours away from...
By the way, in America, New York is north. But I got you.
I'm sorry.
You're South Canada. Got it. Heard.
Listen, you shady queen.
Heard. Anyways, you're panning for gold. It doesn't mean you like every rock.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you fall in love with every stone. You're looking for that special stone. And you dump them all out often. And then you're like looking, like, ugh, crap. Looking, a shiny one. I'm gonna keep it. Pan.
Sorry, I like how you did that, but yeah, I'm listening.
You're gonna keep it.
You're gonna keep it? And what
So
are
your
you gonna
husband
keep
kept
it for?
you.
Yeah, he kept me.
Even though you're trans.
Even though I'm a tranny.
Tranny, do you think that's a good word or bad word for you?
I think it's a word that us trans women need to own, if that makes sense. I don't think it should be used in a derogatory way. I know a lot of people who do try to use it in a derogatory. Okay, what is that? An otter? A seal?
I don't know.
But I don't know. Like, it depends. Like, who's saying it. Like, if it was like you and I, and we're having like a kiki by ourselves. Say the word. Tranny, tranny, tranny. Like,
hey, tranny. Hey, tranny, what's up, girl?
Hey, tranny sister. Hey, T sister. Hey,
So,
girl.
I agree with you 100%. I think all marginalized communities have that one word that haters are gonna hate, but they reclaim and own themselves. Like the N-word. Every marginalized community. I'm thinking like lesbians have one, gays have one, Jewish people have one. Like, there's always a word. Yeah. And not often, but occasionally, members of that community will walk up and call each other that. They're reclaiming that pain. They're taking away the power. Now, I had a show for 13 years called The Tranny Palace.
A what?
The Tranny Palace.
Okay.
It was a drag show that featured mostly the transgender entertainer. But that word did not mean anything negative to me. And I remember there was like a movement of people saying, oh, tranny is bad, tranny's bad. Misty, you should change your show. And I'm like, hell no, at first. That's not happening. It's not a bad word to me, blah, 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 blah. Now, I kind of get it. I think, for example, with the N-word, no matter who says it, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, whatever, people are going to get hurt by this word. So when you take it out of context and compare it to other marginalized communities, I definitely agree. Tranny is a word that causes pain. So we are back from a testicular difficulty. Our camera just completely stopped. So I think we were talking about marginalized communities with hate words and using the T word. So the T word is a word that you believe our community should own and use, or own and not use. That part I'm confused.
It depends how they're using
context?
it. Like, I don't feel like a trans woman should use that word to insult another trans woman.
I agree.
But I do feel like that trans women should be able to openly speak about it, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm like losing myself, I don't know.
So speaking of tranny chasers, we said that word a minute ago. What's that mean to you?
Oh, okay, so a tranny chaser is somebody who is only sexually attracted to you behind a closed door.
That's a good definition.
somebody who only wants to be with you because of something that you have in between your pants, or in between your
They
legs.
literally don't care about you. They care about
because you gotta remember, like a tranny chaser won't care if you're dolled up. They won't care if you have your hair done or your nails done.
They might care, but
some of them who are interested more into like the feminine side of it, but a lot of guys who are tranny chasers, if you tell them you're a tranny or you're a trans woman, they don't care. They're like, oh, are you fully functional? So it's definitely...
Define fully functional for the children.
So fully functional means, for people who don't know, when you start taking
Testosterone blockers,
which is like spirulactone and your estrogen, you don't produce a lot of the testosterone that kind of makes you horny.
Right.
So a lot of these tranny chasers want you to be fully functional, where you're able to get hard and you're able to use, your bottom parts.
Right. So yeah, tranny chasers to me also, I love your definition. I definitely agree with you. But to me also, tranny chasers tend to be collectors.
Ooh. Like put it in a black book or something?
No, I don't know that they actually track them, but I've noticed over the years, like I'll be at Denny's with a girlfriend, like after a show or whatever, it'll be like 6 of us at Denny's. Plus sized, twink, skinny, boy body, girl body, different.
Everything, yeah.
Right. And there'll be 6 of us at the table, like a rainbow of trans people. And all 6 of us will get the same message from the same guy.
And that's
they don't care who you are. Yeah, they don't care who you are, they just want you. Now, not all tranny chasers are like that, but I think stereotypically it's true. And it's more about collecting, like, ooh, I've been with this one, I've been with this one. And that, I looked forward to, and I enjoyed relationships with many tranny chasers, but like you said, it's often behind closed doors. And I want to date you in private, I don't want anybody to know, and I'm going to see you in the secrecy of darkness. And that really traumatized me a little bit because I started to feel unworthy of daytime love.
And back to my little speech about when I first started transitioning and finding love and whatnot.
Full circle.
A lot of these men only wanted to hang out at like midnight, or would only text or call me when they were drunk after club.
I was gonna say that. I hate it when that happens.
They would be drunk with their boys or high, like smoking weed, and be like, "Oh, I'm leaving my boy's house. Like, do you got time to hang out or whatnot?" And then when you tell them,
"Can you see me sober?" Like literally.
And then you ask them, like, "Can we hang out tomorrow?" And they're like, "Oh, well, I can only do this when I'm drunk." Or they'll say yes, but then in the morning you don't hear from them until maybe the following week when they're drunk again. Which it's kind of sad.
Yeah. I think that's what really shocked me about John initially. When we hooked up, like the next day he came and met me in Publix.
Yeah.
Publix is a restaurant, a grocery store in public at Publix, and gave me a big hug and a kiss like day 2. Like, whoa. And then we went to the mall and I was like, he's not afraid to be seen with me in public. That really was mind-blowing to me.
It caught you off guard.
Yeah, and I really appreciated it.
But, question, was he the first person you dated that was willing to go in public with you?
Dated? Yes. Had sex with? No.
Okay.
So I've had sex with several guys that would see me in public, like go to the movies every once in a while or whatever, but for the most part it was still very secretive. Not that they were totally ashamed, but they were definitely not proud.
Definitely like, oh, they could say you're just a friend type thing. Interesting.
And in public, they wouldn't be super affectionate. Like holding hands, kissing, making out, PDA of any kind actually, until we were completely alone, and then they grab you and kiss you or cuddle you or whatever. There's some guys like that. Ooh, that's beautiful. I just got a little...
Oh, you connect the moment? Connect the dots, play a little connect the dots.
I'm dramatizing my crease.
Oh my god. Connecting the dots.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, they were secret lovers. But out in public.
I won't lie. Some of my past secret lovers have been like some of the hottest guys that I've ever been with. If that makes sense.
I didn't say I didn't enjoy.
But it's kind of true. Like some secret lovers tend to be people that, you know, you guys may not assume or think
Ever.
would ever come near us or talk to us or be interested. And I found that out the hard way and the easy way, depending how you look at it.
My favorite are the guys that were bodybuilders or super hot escort type of guys who seek me for attention on the DL.
Yeah.
I'm like,
like other women have to pay you, but you're gonna give it to me for free.
Yeah, and it's amazing how many of those guys like the girls.
Yeah.
You know, and I it's so funny because I tried to like analyze it once. I was like, are all these bodybuilders so busy looking at other guys in the gym and themselves that they are curious? Like, I don't know. I think it's normal though for guys to be curious.
Okay, so on the curious note, how do you feel about a guy who is into trans women, but let's say their Grindr profile might say like interested in trans women and big cock or big dick? Because that kind of like throws me off a little bit.
A lot of it. I hate it when guys say looking for trans women or bears or not. That's a random like big dick tops or trans women. Like, are you or hung boys or trans women? I'm like, how are you attracted to us and that? Like, it doesn't make sense.
My favorite is not when guys in their profile say not into regular men.
Oh yeah. So are you saying us we're not regular men? I hate that too. The shade of it all.
Do you guys like my color? My lipstick color?
Oh, you're very pinky.
It's one of my favorite go-to colors.
What is it?
It's Jeffree Star Cosmetics. It is Doll Parts. I really like it because it reminds me of MAC Cosmetics Soar.
Wait, MAC Soar? That kind of looks like what I have.
MAC Soar? What do you have?
Whirl.
Yeah, they're kind of similar.
I'm a little browner.
But yeah, I love this color. It's like my go-to.
Is it like your Barbie color?
It's like
kind of gives me Barbie.
It's like my I feel pretty color.
I feel pretty.
Because I don't think for my skin complexion that I could put on a Barbie pink lipstick and think it looks appropriate.
Because you think that, or because you're afraid of what other people think?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Interesting. Do you prefer? Why are you used eyelash glue when we lost the camera? So I was gonna say, do you prefer eyelash glue or magnetic?
I use eyelash glue. I use Duo. If you guys can see it. I use the white one. It dries clear. It does get a little crusty if you don't know how to like clean your eyelashes and whatnot. But yeah, I've wanted to get magnetic eyelashes. I just haven't found a brand
That you live for?
Yeah.
I don't know that I live for this brand, but it's the one I've been using. I got it on Amazon. Just magnetics.
Oh, I hate when you can't get your lips straight. Like, it's always a hit or miss with me.
You know what's funny is in the beginning I was really pacing myself because I thought you were so far from finishing, and I just realized you're almost done.
Hi!
And I'm not, like, at all almost done.
That's okay.
No, we can still talk. So, whoops.
Tell me more.
Physical changes for yourself. Your dysphoria and stuff. Do you plan any surgeries for yourself?
I definitely want to get my boobs done eventually. I think I'm super young right now, and I have natural breast growth from my hormones. So I feel like maybe I should put off the surgery until I get a little bit older, and my boobs get a little more saggier and whatnot.
Did you say you want your boobs to get more saggier?
Before I get the surgery, yeah.
You mean bigger?
No,
or
like
you really mean saggy.
Like sag them before you give me like a boob lift.
Interesting.
What was the question again?
Do you plan any surgeries for yourself?
But yeah, my boobs. I would love to get my face done, but I'm super scared of being put under. I don't like
anesthesia?
Like, just waking up and, knowing that I'm going to be different and look different. Like, I don't know, it's a scary thought. Like, this
It's
is
an exciting thought.
This is kind of what I see every day. Like, I don't know. It's like super nerve-wracking to
You're
me.
used to it.
Anything you want to get done?
Oh my god, yes.
I love that lip color.
This lip color.
Living for it.
I just did 2 different wrongs. This is Formula Z.
Formula Z, I've never heard of it.
It's by a senior in high school from Fort Lauderdale.
What? I need to look into this.
Yeah, he's a local kid.
Okay.
Very androgynous, genderqueer, super femmy gay boy.
Okay.
Also like 6'6", gorgeous.
Oh my, I wish
Yeah.
I was 6'6".
Yeah.
Living for the height.
We were at an equality benefits show or whatever, and he came running up to me and was like, Misty, I've been watching you since I was 5 years old. And I'm like, 5? Because he's like, he did not look 18. He looked like 25. And I'm like, you were 5? I don't think I've been doing videos for 20 years. And he's like, no, you're my inspiration. You got me into makeup and whatever. I guess he would sit and do his makeup with me on YouTube. Now, he has his own empire of makeup.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very inspiring.
So he actually donated a bunch of lipstick to my clients.
Oh, that's so nice of him.
So he's one of my favorites.
I was about to say, I've never heard of them before.
I don't know any major stores that sell this. Like, I don't know if it's at
similar
Sephora or what.
To what I was using.
Yeah. These are my 3 favorite colors.
Formula Z Cosmetics in the color Bougie. Ooh. And Jeffree Star Doll Parts are pretty similar.
And this is Narcissist, the other pink one that I like.
So this is Jeffree Star on top. And if you don't mind, I'm going to swatch this one on the bottom here. Ooh, very similar. This one is a little bit more pinky, which I love. But what do you think?
Which one's Formula Z?
The bottom.
The wet one?
Yeah.
Interesting.
This one's more pinky.
Yeah.
But they're pretty similar.
I expected doll parts to be more pinky.
Interesting.
Barbie. But this color I'm wearing now is called Powerhouse.
Powerhouse, because you're a power bitch.
That part. Boss bitch.
Boss bitch.
Did you bring hairspray or we're in your house? Do you have hairspray?
I do have hairspray. Do you want it right now?
Yeah, let's get ready. Should we? Ta-da! Hairspray in check.
So I wear my hair very centered part. Like, I don't know who I think I am.
What do you mean? Is that like a bad thing wearing your hair centered?
No, I guess like some people love it and other people hate it, if that makes sense.
Well, I think that's no matter what hairstyle you have. Every hairstyle in the world, people love it or hate it.
That's true, I guess.
It works for you,
I'm
not
just so
everyone.
hard on myself for some reason about certain things. Like, I worry about what other people think a lot.
You do. But you have to realize it don't fucking matter what other people think, ever.
What are you putting on, ma'am?
This is a ponytail holder.
Oh.
A little ponytail holder bun. It's really super old and frizzy looking, but you know what? I don't care.
I never knew you could buy something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know how old and nasty it was until just now.
She a thirsty queen.
She's thirsty. She's a little thirsty.
Oh my goodness. Are you the type of person to stay hydrated through the day?
Not my hair, apparently. Is that what you're saying?
No, I meant like in general.
Yeah, I try to drink a gallon of water every day. So on
Wow,
Amazon,
a gallon.
Yeah. I found on Amazon a huge bottle in trans colors. It starts off blue.
Oh, that's pretty.
Speaking of the hairline that I hate, we're going to cover that right up.
Whoa, yes,
It's a little
ma'am.
far back. Does that make me look
I like it.
that far? So, my cliche or typical look is a little sunglasses to
Hold the hair in
hold the hair back.
and make it look a little more natural.
Yes, and also blend the lines so you can't see it if we're like out in public or something. Twist these back. put in a little clip.
I don't know about you, but are you feeling warm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the lights. We're standing in like stage lighting.
No.
So, I think I'm basically ready.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I feel like I'm matte though.
Do you
Can I
need
use some of
spray?
this? Can I use some of your Laura Mercier?
Go ahead, I don't care.
She don't care. Where's your thing that you use it with?
What?
What do you powder with?
My sponge.
Here's. We'll use a sponge like this.
Yeah.
I just want to do it your way, however you.
Yeah, like that.
I don't wanna-
just pounce on.
When I
That's
use
very mattifying.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
I didn't want it to be shiny.
I need to spray my face, so we're gonna be using MAC Prep Prime and Fix. It's one of my favorite after
Sealers?
sprays. Kind of just brings your makeup to life.
So I know I was gonna say we're gonna do really daytime fish, but once I got started, girl, it's a little
Girl,
more
you-
dramatic. This is definitely.
She went all out. She went to the club tonight.
This is not daytime. This is nighttime fish.
She got a performance tonight.
No, this is not drag, but this is not daytime. I would not go to the mall at 10 o'clock
Well,
in the
wait.
morning.
A performance could be anything. It doesn't need to be drag.
Hashtag always performing.
Right? Life is a performance. Life is what you make
Right.
it. There you go.
All right. Ready? I'm highlighted in this video, darling. We are on an I don't smoke break. We're filming